Hi, this is Ennis from Never Stop Trucking. Today we are talking about tracking your trucks and trailers. As you probably heard me mention a few times, I used to track my trailers with Rhino tracking, and this is right here. They send this to you in a box, and this is what the GPS receiver looks like. So inside they have two AA batteries, and they send you special batteries, but they would go dead after a few months. Depends on the signal, how often it sends signal. You can set it up to send a signal to your computer, the software, the main software there, every so often. So the more often it sends the signal, the more battery it drains. So if you set it up to send a signal every hour, then it will drain the battery. And when they advertise, they say like 2-3 years of battery life, which is obviously not true. Even I tried to change the signal to send it out every 24 hours, I think, and it still drained the battery after a couple of months. So the hassle is, you have to bring your truck and trailer to your yard, or to your office, and then change them all the time. And to me, that doesn't work, because the driver would be somewhere on the road, and especially if they don't live in the same area, then all of a sudden you lose signal. You can't track them, and you're still paying for the service. You're paying for subscription, and then it takes a while until you can get them to your yard, like 2 weeks, a month, and then you miss them. You can't go out. You're busy, so it's just a hassle, and I didn't like that. You can also track your trucks via the ELD software that you're using. I use Keep Tracking, and besides being able to log in the logs, use it for logbooks. You can also see where they are, but also they would have to have internet connection for that. So that's if they are using a tablet that does not have internet connection, then it's going to be hard to track them live with the ELD. If you're using phones or tablets, if you have ELDs that are connected directly to the dashboard, those are more expensive. Then you can track your truck like that. But I'm mostly interested in tracking my trailers now, because drivers would drop them somewhere. They would go to a shop, maybe drop it at a truck stop or at home in your yard. And then I had trailers stolen before. I had trailers just disappear. And then the other day I sold 2 trailers last year to one guy out of Chicago. And then they called me the other day and they said, like, one of the trailers is missing. They asked me if I have, by any chance had a GPS device in that trailer. And I said no, because when I sold it, I took it off. Now, and I told them my little trick that I'm going to tell you now, what I am experimenting with right now. I'm experimenting with this. This is called AirTag from Apple, and then here's a brand new one. I haven't opened it up yet. Let me see if it's gonna zoom up, focus. But this is the box. So maybe I could just put it like here, like that, and then you can see it. It's really flat. This is meant for, you can buy keychains and then put it on a keychain, and then you can, like, people tend to use their keys, or you can put it in a wallet because it's really thin, and in a bag, or whatever you don't want to lose, or whatever you want to be able to find if you lose it. So I was because my wife wanted one of these, and I was thinking, well, maybe I could put it in one of my trucks or my trailer, and then see if that's going to help you. Because the thing is, these cost $30 each, but there is no subscription. Okay, so you pay one time $30 and then you're all set. Like with these tracking softwares, devices, or that are specifically made for trailers and trucks, you usually have to pay for device, and then you would have to pay for a monthly fee because you're using their website and they're sending the signal, and you're tracking everything. But the AirTag here is a one-time fee. The battery is supposed to last a year, and then I already have it on my truck, on my trailer actually, and then I'll show that to you, and it still shows the battery is full, and they're saying it's supposed to last a year, and it's a small battery, like like the one you put in your watch, and you can just change it yourself, after a year, or even if you throw it out and buy a new one, it's still worth it because there is no monthly subscription. But the way you would do it, you would grab an AirTag and put it in. I would put it in a zip bag, and just to protect it from moisture and water. And then I got this box from Amazon. This one is a really heavy duty one. This one cost I think like $20. They have cheaper ones, $6, $10, but this one had really good reviews, and it has 2 strong magnets. Like when you put it on a metal, this is not falling off. This is staying there. And then usually people would use these for keys. And then you put a spare key for your car or your house, and then put it underneath your car somewhere. And then in case you lose your keys, you have your keys always there. So what I did, I took this, put this in a zip bag, and then I put it here, and then you put it under your trailer. But make sure you put it in the back of the trailer, go like, down where the frame is, and you can just put it this way up, or there is a frame in the back by the door. You can just hide it from the inside, like, there's the corner there at the edge, and then you just crawl underneath and put it like this on this from the inside, so no one can see it from the outside. No one can see it even if they go below, but you can still grab it with your hand, and it will stay there. So this will track your trailer. Now, this does not work with GPS, the AirTag. The AirTag uses an advanced system. So whenever another user, iPhone owner, like it could be an iPhone or a tablet, drives by or is in that area, the AirTag will use I don't know the details, I don't want to say something that's not true, but somehow it connects, if it's via Bluetooth or the network, Wi-Fi, something, it will connect to their iPhone, and then it will use their location and then send you the signal to your computer or to your phone. Now, of course, those other iPhone users will not know that that's going on, and they will not know your location either. So it just borrows their signal to send you the signal. So it doesn't matter, like for GPS devices, they usually have to be on top or somewhere where they have open access to sky, to catch the signal from the satellite. But in this case, that doesn't matter. You can put it underneath, you can put it anywhere, because it uses other people's phones, which is really cool. And the reason why you want to put it in the back of the trailer is because, my drivers know that I'm tracking, because, I trust them. But sometimes you may get a driver and you don't want them to know that you have this, because, it's happened before where drivers would leave a trailer somewhere, and then you wouldn't know where it is. They would get mad But this way, you know where the trailer is. Even if the driver leaves your trailer and truck somewhere, then you know where it is. So it's up to you if you're going to tell them that you have this or not. My drivers know it, but if you put it in the back of the trailer, it's better, because if the driver has an iPhone, AirTags have a system. So when you have an iPhone and you're near the AirTag, someone else's AirTag, for a while, I don't know how many hours, but it will tell you. You will get a message on your phone saying, like, there's an AirTag detected near you. So that can mean a few things. Some people may think that someone is following them, because it's happened before. I heard of stories where spouses would track each other and put it on their car to see where they're going, what they're doing without them knowing. But then it will tell you that, hey, there's an AirTag near you, just so you know. So if the driver has an iPhone and you don't want them to know, or you don't want to bother them, you just put it all the way in the back of the trailer, so they don't get that message. One downside, and this is the only downside of this, in order to see the location, you have to have an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook or an iMac in order to see the location of this AirTag. I mean, I use Macintosh computers. I don't use iPhone, for my phone. My phone is not an iPhone, but my wife does. My kids have a couple of old iPhones. So even, someone in your family might have, like like your wife or your kid, they might have an iPhone, or you might have an old one, or just get and purchase a cheap old iPad or an iPhone, just so you can track them. But most people now are using iPhones anyway, especially in the United States. But then even so, there's a chance that someone in your close family might be using an iPhone. So that's the only downside. And you use an app that's already installed on your system for that, and I'll show that to you on my computer. But the good thing about this, it will cost you $30 for the AirTag, about $20 if you want a quality box here. And so that's $50 investment, but then you don't have to worry about any recurring fees, okay? And it's an easy and simple way. With other GPS, like professional GPS tracking devices, they have different options. You can see the history, where they traveled. You can see them sometimes live. But like I said, with these trailer tracking devices, because the thing is, you can't connect this to power on your truck. Only if you get something that you can connect to your wires on your trailer, like the truck will plug into the trailer, and then that's how it sends the power to lights and all that. So if you could somehow connect that to this, then you would have constant power and you would have constant signal. But usually these devices will not give you a live signal anyway. It will be every few hours, or maybe even like once a day. So with the AirTag, what I found to be the case is that, like, every 10 minutes or so on the average, you get signal. So whenever I check where my truck is, I see, like, it says like 11 minutes ago. So, there's a lot of people using iPhones that are driving by, and it just uses that. And it's amazing technology, and it's a way for you to save money. It's an easy way to track, even if you're a dispatcher, like you don't have your own trucks or trailers, and maybe, you work with this owner operator for a long time, and you don't want to keep calling them and bother them, like, hey, where are you? What's going on? You just mail them one of these, and have them put it on their truck or trailer, and then you will know where they are at all times. And I hope this has been helpful to you, and subscribe to the channel. I'll have descriptions and links to the AirTag and the box in description of the video, and then I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.